For the first time in modern history, Africa is growing faster than Asia. Not one country, the whole region, and almost nobody outside the continent noticed. Here is the number that should have made headlines everywhere, and the catch hiding right underneath it. The International Monetary Fund put sub-Saharan Africa's 2026 growth at roughly 4.4%. Asia, pulled down by China slowing, came in around 4.1. To put that in perspective, the global average sits near 3%. And of the 15 fastest growing economies on earth this year, 11 are African. Ethiopia near 9%, Rwanda, Uganda, Cote d'Ivoire all well above 6. This is the fastest the region has grown in over a decade. But here is what the growth number does not tell you. Growth is not the same as room to move. Because while the economies were expanding, something else was expanding faster: the debt. Regional public debt climbed from around 30% of GDP in 2013 to nearly 60% by 2022. It roughly doubled in a decade. And servicing that debt now eats a bigger and bigger share of what these governments actually earn. Look at one number that tells the whole story. The share of government revenue going just to pay external debt has doubled in 8 years, from about 9% in 2017 to 18% in 2025. In one out of every 5 countries in the region, more than a quarter of all revenue disappears into interest payments before a single road, clinic, or school is funded. So both things are true at once. The economies are growing thanks to gold and copper prices, a weaker dollar, and real reform in a handful of large countries. And at the same time, the money to turn that growth into hospitals and power lines is being swallowed by yesterday's borrowing. This is why the growth headline and the everyday reality feel so far apart. A country can lead the world in GDP growth and still have almost no room to spend. The difference between growth that compounds and growth that leaks away comes down to two things: whether that money stays on the continent and whether Africa starts trading more with itself instead of exporting raw and buying back finished. That is the entire bet behind the African Continental Free Trade Area. So, yes, Africa just outgrew Asia. It is real and it is historic. But growth was never the hard part. Keeping it is. And that story is only just beginning.